Chosen one, what if I told you that whoever disrespects you is already suffering the consequences? God does not allow his anointed to be mistreated. You need to hear this now. There's no denying it. You've been hurt, disrespected, and even betrayed by people who underestimated you. But what if I told you that none of it has gone unnoticed? That every slight, every insult, every moment of disregard is accounted for? God sees all. And those who thought they could get away with hurting you are now discovering what it means to mess with someone under divine protection. In this video, we'll uncover why you are chosen, why your value is undeniable, and why no one can mistreat you without consequences. By the end, you'll understand that your pain was not in vain, and you'll know exactly why God takes personal action when his chosen ones are disrespected. If you resonate with this message, like the video and comment 77. Subscribe now and share this video to help others like you. Click the super thanks button to support and ensure these truths reach more people. Remember, God has seen what they've done to you. Stay tuned until the very end because the most important revelation is yet to come. Why God protects his chosen ones fiercely. From the very beginning, you've known that your path is different. You've felt in the challenges you face, in the misunderstandings from others, and in the weight of being someone set apart. It hasn't been easy. The emotional toll of being a chosen one isn't something you can fully explain to others, yet it's an undeniable part of your reality. You've seen the looks of envy, felt the sting of betrayal, and questioned why you seem to attract so much unwarranted negativity. But what if all those moments, the tears, the struggles, the times you were pushed aside, were not just random trials, but part of a larger plan? What if, beyond the pain, you've been held by a force greater than yourself, protecting you in ways you've never fully realized? There's a reason why your life feels like an uphill climb. It's because those who are called, those who have a divine purpose, often face the fiercest resistance. You've likely found yourself wondering why people seem to target you for no apparent reason. Perhaps they ridicule your dreams or try to undermine your confidence. Maybe you've been excluded from opportunities, or someone close to you betrayed your trust in a way that cut deeply. The emotional weight of these experiences can make you feel isolated, as though you're walking this path alone. But you're not. Every challenge you've endured is connected to the light you carry. And while others might not understand it, that light is why the road has been so tough. You see, the enemy doesn't bother those who don't pose a threat. It's your potential, your calling, that draws such resistance. This isn't a new story. Look at Joseph in the Bible. He was a dreamer, favored by God, and set apart for a higher purpose. His own brothers plotted against him, selling him into slavery, because they couldn't handle his destiny. But here's the thing. No matter how dark it got, Joseph's purpose was never derailed. The very trials meant to destroy him became stepping stones to his ultimate calling. And it's not just Joseph. Think of David, anointed by God to be king, yet hunted by Saul. Each struggle, each threat against his life, was woven into a larger narrative of triumph. These are not just stories of survival. They are testaments to God's protective hand. Like Joseph and David, you are under divine covenant. This means that no matter who or what tries to harm you, God's protection surrounds you. You may not see the full picture yet, but rest assured, there is a purpose behind the pain. When you start looking closely, you'll notice the signs of God's protection all around you. There are moments you should have been overwhelmed, yet somehow you emerge unscathed. Perhaps you've noticed opportunities that seemed to appear out of nowhere just when you needed them most. Or maybe you felt an unshakable sense of peace in situations that should have broken you. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that you're never truly alone. It's as if an unseen hand is guiding you through the chaos, ensuring that the worst intentions against you fall flat. Even when you face rejection or feel cornered, there's always a way out, always a sign that God is moving on your behalf. You might feel like things are unraveling, but in reality, they are falling into place. Divine timing is at work, clearing a path even when it seems like every door is closed. What's even more profound is that God doesn't just shield you from harm. He uses the very struggles you endure to elevate you. Those moments when you felt overlooked or attacked were not wasted. They were setting the stage for something greater. Spiritual forces are at work behind the scenes, aligning people, circumstances, and events in your favor. It's like a tapestry being woven in secret, only revealing its true beauty over time. You may have felt like giving up, thinking the battle was too hard, but know this: you've been supported by a power that never wavers. God has not forgotten you. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered in frustration has been heard. The trials you faced were never about breaking you. They were about building you up for what's ahead. And now, you stand on the brink of a breakthrough. The question now isn't whether you are protected. It's whether you will step into the confidence that comes with knowing you are untouchable under divine law. You have been set apart, and that means you are meant to walk with a different kind of assurance. Fear and doubt may have whispered lies to you in the past, but today, you have the power to reject them. This is your moment to embrace your calling fully, to let go of hesitation and step boldly into the life God has planned for you. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Lean into the faith that has carried you this far. Take the next step with conviction, knowing that you are guided, protected, and unstoppable. The same God who placed you on this path will see you through every challenge ahead. What happens next is entirely up to you. You can choose to let the pain define you, or you can choose to let it refine you. Remember, you are not walking this path alone. The strength you need is already within you, and the protection you need has always been there. You are chosen, you are guarded, and your purpose is far too important to be overshadowed by temporary struggles. So, comment, "I am protected," if you feel this truth in your heart. And as you move forward, know that the best is yet to come. The spiritual law of respecting the chosen ones. You may have felt it long before you understood what it meant. The isolation, the sense of being misunderstood, and the constant struggle against unseen forces. It might seem like people dismiss your efforts or question your value, leaving you to wonder why you had to walk this road alone. But what if I told you that your path is no accident, that the resistance you face is proof that you carry something sacred, something rare? You're not just another person navigating life's challenges. You are chosen. And with that calling comes a spiritual law that shifts the very atmosphere around you, ensuring that those who mistreat or dishonor you cannot escape the consequences. This truth might feel distant now, but as you keep listening, you'll see just how closely it's woven into your life. There's a weight that comes with being set apart, and only those who live it truly understand. Perhaps you've experienced situations where someone doubted your motives or questioned your intentions. It could be a friend who betrayed you, a family member who spoke ill of you, or colleagues who dismissed your ideas as if they didn't matter. These moments cut deep because they're not just surface-level disagreements. They strike at the core of your identity, making you question whether you're on the right path or if you'll ever find acceptance. The emotional toll is real. The sleepless nights, the moments of self-doubt, the feeling of standing alone against a world that doesn't seem to recognize your worth. But what's even more profound is that these experiences are not random. They are deeply tied to a spiritual dynamic that governs the lives of those who are chosen. This law is not some abstract concept. It is clearly reflected in the stories of those who came before us. Think of David, a humble shepherd boy anointed to be king, yet hunted by Saul. Saul's jealousy and attempts to harm David didn't derail David's calling. Instead, they hastened Saul's downfall. Lesser-known passages, such as Psalm 105, verse 15, remind us, "Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm." This command is not about granting special treatment, but about upholding a divine order that protects those chosen by God for his purposes. Time and again, we see that disrespecting a chosen one sets a spiritual process into motion, one that ultimately brings divine justice. And while it may feel like a long wait for that justice to appear, know that it is always in motion, aligning perfectly with God's timing. You might have started noticing shifts in your life. The people who once belittled you seem to be facing struggles of their own. Opportunities you thought were lost are being replaced by even greater blessings. There's an unexplainable peace that washes over you when you step back and see the bigger picture. This isn't just coincidence. It's the manifestation of divine balance. The energy you've poured into maintaining integrity, even when others sought to harm you, is now returning as strength and clarity. You begin to understand that your struggles are not signs of abandonment, but proof that something larger is at work. The more you recognize these moments, the more you realize that God's hand has been there all along, gently but firmly ensuring that those who have disrespected you will reap what they've sown. Behind the scenes, there are forces working to realign your path. The roadblocks and betrayals weren't meant to break you. They were meant to reveal your resilience. What you perceived as delays or setbacks were, in fact, divine interventions redirecting you toward your purpose. Consider how Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery, thinking they were destroying him, yet they unknowingly placed him on the path to his destiny. In the same way, the spiritual law ensures that no harmful act against you goes unnoticed. Every unkind word, every dishonest action is met with spiritual correction, sometimes quietly, other times unmistakably. This is not about revenge. It's about restoring divine order and ensuring that your purpose is never thwarted by the selfishness or short-sightedness of others. Now is the time to step into the power of knowing this law exists. The next time someone doubts you, dismisses your worth, or tries to tear you down, remember that they are not just attacking you. They are going against a higher order. This realization isn't just comforting, it's empowering. You no longer need to waste energy proving yourself or retaliating against those who don't see your value. Instead, you can walk forward with quiet confidence, knowing that your path is protected. You can focus on your growth, your calling, and the work you are meant to do, rather than worrying about those who can't see your worth. This shift in mindset allows you to operate from a place of strength and peace, rather than from a place of fear or frustration. As you leave this moment and move into the rest of your journey, take a deep breath and let this truth settle into your heart. You are not alone, you are not forgotten, and every trial you've endured has been seen and accounted for. The spiritual law of respecting the chosen ones is always in effect. It ensures that no harm done to you goes unanswered. So comment, "I understand," if this resonates with you. And remember, the best is yet to come. You are protected, you are chosen, and your purpose is secure. Signs that God is already handling those who wronged you. You've been there, staring at the ceiling in the quiet of the night, replaying the hurt over and over again. The words they said, the betrayal they dealt. It's like an echo that won't fade. You wonder why it still feels so raw, why the weight of it hasn't lifted. If God is truly protecting you, then why does the wrongdoing still cast such a long shadow over your life? But the truth is, there's more happening than you can see. Just because you don't witness immediate retribution doesn't mean justice isn't on the way. You're not alone in this. There's a process unfolding, a divine rhythm that's working in your favor, even if it's not yet visible. In the middle of this storm, it's natural to feel frustrated. You endure the sharp edges of their actions, every dismissive comment, every unfair slight, every cold shoulder. It's exhausting, trying to reconcile the kindness you offer with the harm you received in return. There's a unique kind of pain that comes from being misunderstood, from giving your best and having it thrown back in your face. Maybe you've even felt isolated in your suffering, as if no one else could fully grasp what it's like to carry the burden of being targeted simply for being who you are. This isn't about wanting revenge. It's about seeking resolution. It's about longing for peace in the aftermath of chaos. It's about recognizing that the struggle you're in is not meaningless, but part of a much larger story. In the midst of these emotions, remember that God's justice is not always instant, but it is always perfect. Consider the lesser-known story of Micaiah, the prophet who stood firm despite being mocked and imprisoned for speaking the truth. In 1 Kings 22, Micaiah refused to compromise, even when it cost him dearly. Though the consequences for those who dismissed his words were not immediate, they were inevitable. This is a kind of divine justice at work in your own life. The seeds of disrespect sown by others will bear fruit, not because you will them to, but because God's laws are unchanging. The process may be quiet, almost imperceptible at first, but it is steady. It reminds us that no wrong deed escapes the notice of heaven. What's fascinating is how these shifts often begin to reveal themselves, even when you least expect it. You might notice a change in your own perspective, a calmness that takes the place of your inner turmoil. It's as if the weight of their words and actions starts to lift, little by little, and you find yourself more grounded, more at peace. Beyond that, you may begin to see subtle signs in their lives, unexpected challenges they face, Doors that once opened easily now seem harder to push through. These aren't coincidences. They're glimpses of a spiritual balance being restored. Their actions are catching up with them, and while you might not see every detail unfold, you can feel the shift in the atmosphere. The universe has a way of reflecting the energy put out into it, and those who have acted against you cannot outrun that reality forever. The remarkable thing about divine justice is how it often works quietly, yet profoundly. Behind the scenes, there's a realignment happening. The energy you put into persevering, into choosing integrity over retaliation, is not lost. God sees it all. The effort you've made to rise above their treatment, to remain faithful even when it's hard, is part of the divine equation. Their actions were never going to define you. They were always meant to refine you. And as this realignment takes place, it's as though a puzzle is being completed piece by piece. What seemed like disarray is now revealing a clearer, more beautiful picture, a picture in which you are elevated, not because of what you endured, but because of who you chose to become in the process. So what comes next? It's time for you to step into a new mindset, a new level of trust. You don't have to chase after justice. You don't have to carry the burden of making things right on your own. Instead, you can walk forward with confidence, knowing that God's timing is always perfect. Let go of the resentment, the anger, the questions that keep you up at night. Replace them with trust, with the kind of faith that knows, deep in your soul, that you are cared for, that you are protected. This isn't just a message of comfort. It's a call to action. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep stepping into the life you're meant to lead, free from the chains of past pain. And as you continue down this path, take a moment to reflect. Think about how far you've already come. Think about the strength you've built, the lessons you've learned, and the person you're becoming. This journey is not over. There's so much more ahead. You may not see the full picture yet, but the signs are there, subtle, perhaps, but undeniable. Justice is unfolding, and you are on the winning side of the spiritual equation. If this resonates with you, comment, "I see the signs." How to stay patient while God deals with your enemies. There's no doubt that waiting can be one of the most difficult trials we face. You've already endured so much, whether it's betrayal, mistreatment, or outright attacks on your character. You've prayed, you've trusted, and yet the answers don't seem to come. It's frustrating, even painful, to feel like you're standing still while those who hurt you seem to move forward. The silence in these moments can be deafening, leaving you questioning whether justice will ever be served. But deep down, you know that something greater is at work. These feelings of frustration and doubt don't mean you're weak. They're simply part of the process of transformation. You're not alone in this. Every chosen one has faced the challenge of waiting, and the lessons that come from it are invaluable. What makes this period so challenging is the emotional weight that comes with it. You've likely asked yourself questions like, why am I still struggling when I've done nothing wrong? Or when will I finally see the breakthrough I've been waiting for? These thoughts can feel overwhelming, and the uncertainty can make you want to take matters into your own hands. Perhaps you've been tempted to confront those who wronged you or to demand justice on your own timeline. That longing for resolution is natural, but it can also be exhausting. There are days when it feels like your patience is stretched so thin that it might break. Yet in those very moments, something powerful is happening beneath the surface. Every tear you shed, every quiet prayer you've spoken, is laying the foundation for the transformation to come. Consider the story of Hannah in 1 Samuel. She endured years of humiliation and despair, crying out to God for a child. It would have been easy for her to give up, to let bitterness consume her, or to lose hope entirely. But she persisted, holding on to her faith and pouring her heart out to God. Her waiting wasn't in vain. In time, she gave birth to Samuel, a child who would go on to be a great prophet of Israel. Hannah's story shows us that waiting is not a sign of weakness, but of strength and trust. It's not that God doesn't see your pain or that he's indifferent to your struggle. It's that he's preparing something far greater than you can imagine. Every delay, every moment of silence is part of a divine plan that will unfold in its perfect time. As you walk through this waiting period, you may start to notice subtle signs of change. Perhaps your heart feels a little lighter, or you find unexpected peace in the midst of your uncertainty. You might see small victories, Moments where truth comes to light, where the lies told about you begin to unravel, or where opportunities you thought were lost start to reappear. These are the early indicators that God is at work. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You can't see it growing at first, but under the surface, it's pushing through the soil, preparing to burst into the light. That's how divine timing works. Even though it feels like nothing is happening, every day is bringing you closer to a breakthrough. What's happening behind the scenes is nothing short of miraculous. God is shifting things in your favor, aligning circumstances that you can't yet see. While you wait, He's softening hearts, opening doors, and ensuring that the plans meant to harm you ultimately work for your good. Your waiting isn't passive, it's active preparation. Each day you remain patient. Each time you choose faith over fear, you're growing stronger. You're not just waiting for your enemies to be dealt with. You're being molded into the person you're meant to be. This time is refining you, preparing you for the blessings ahead. God's justice isn't just about setting things right. It's about elevating you to a place where you can fully embrace your calling. So what should you do while you wait? Focus on what you can control, your mindset, your spiritual practice, and your relationship with God. Use this time to dig deeper into your faith, to pray with a renewed sense of purpose, and to trust that what's coming is worth the wait. Let go of the need to see immediate results, and instead lean into belief that God's timing is perfect. Release any lingering resentment or anger, and replace it with a quiet confidence that justice is already on its way. This isn't about ignoring your pain. It's about acknowledging it and still choosing to trust that the best is yet to come. You have a choice. You can dwell on the past, or you can prepare for the future. Choose to prepare. Choose to grow. Choose to wait well. As you move forward, keep this truth close to your heart. You are not forgotten. Every moment you've spent waiting has been seen, every prayer has been heard, and every tear has been counted. God's plan for you is unfolding, and it's greater than you could ever imagine. The waiting is not in vain. So, if you're ready to embrace patience and trust that justice will come, comment, "I will wait." This journey isn't over yet. The best is yet to come. Walking in confidence, you are untouchable under divine law. From the moment you start to truly grasp that you are under divine protection, your entire outlook changes. Think about how you've moved through life up until now. Maybe you've been cautious, holding back, hesitating to step fully into who you know you're meant to be. It's not because you don't have faith. It's because the challenges, the setbacks, and the criticisms have worn you down. But imagine for a moment that those challenges weren't obstacles meant to stop you. Imagine they were placed in your path to prove to you, once and for all, that nothing can truly harm you when you're under God's protection. When this realization clicks, you find yourself standing taller, walking with a newfound confidence. You stop worrying about every little attack or slight, because deep down you know that they hold no power over you. Still, stepping into that confidence isn't always easy. You face moments that tested your strength, times when you doubted your worth, when people belittled you, or when the path ahead seemed uncertain. Maybe you've experienced betrayal by those you trusted most. Perhaps you've been overlooked, misunderstood, or even laughed at for standing firm in your beliefs. These experiences can leave you feeling vulnerable, hesitant to take the next step. But these are the moments that also reveal the truth. You've come out of every trial stronger than before. Every harsh word, every rejection, every attempt to bring you down has only served to remind you of the resilience you carry within. That resilience isn't just yours, it's God's promise working through you. Think of the story of Nehemiah, rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem, faced with opposition and threats. He could have given in to fear. Instead, he declared in Nehemiah 6 verse 11, "Should a man like me run away?" Nehemiah knew he was on a mission from God. He understood that the strength he needed to move forward wasn't his own. It came from a higher source. Just like Nehemiah, you're not building your life on a foundation of human strength. Your confidence comes from knowing that God's hand is on you, guiding and protecting you. And when you truly embrace this, you stop running. You stop doubting. You move forward with assurance, not because of your own power, but because you trust in the one who called you. As you lean into this truth, you begin to notice a shift. Things that once made you anxious no longer have the same effect. Challenges that seemed insurmountable start to look more like opportunities. You recognize the small, quiet victories. A sense of peace where there used to be fear, a sudden clarity in the midst of confusion, or unexpected support showing up at just the right time. These aren't random events. They are markers of the transformation happening within you. You start to see that the circumstances that once held you back are actually aligning in your favor. What was once overwhelming now feels manageable. What seemed impossible now feels within reach. You are stepping into the flow of divine timing, and it's changing the way you live your life. The beauty of walking in this confidence is that it's not loud or boastful. It's a quiet assurance that resonates deeply. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone, because you know it's already been established. And when opposition comes, as it always does, you no longer feel need to fight or defend yourself. Instead, you stand firm, knowing that God has already taken care of it. It's like Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't need to shout or struggle. He simply trusted, and that trust was enough to keep the lions at bay. The same principle applies to you. When you're anchored in divine law, nothing can touch you. The attacks that once felt so personal now seem irrelevant. They're still there, but they don't reach your heart anymore. You are protected in ways you can't always see, but you know they are real. This is your time to step fully into your calling. Let go of the fear that's held you back. Release the doubts that whisper you're not enough. Instead, embrace the truth that you are chosen, that you are covered, and that you are unstoppable. This doesn't mean you'll never face challenges, but it does mean you'll face them with a power and a purpose that cannot be shaken. Trust in the process. Trust in the growth that's happening even when you can't see it. And trust that no matter what comes your way, you are already equipped to handle it. Walking in this confidence is not about arrogance. It's about faith. It's about stepping into the life God had prepared for you with a boldness that reflects the promises you know to be true. Think back for a moment to all the times you doubted yourself, to all the moments you felt small or uncertain. Those moments don't define you, but they've left a mark, haven't they? They've shaped the way you move through life, made you question whether you're good enough or strong enough. But what if all that doubt, all that fear, was actually preparing you for something greater? What if those dark moments were never meant to break you, but to build you into someone who could not just survive, but thrive? Someone who could walk forward boldly, no longer chained by the opinions of others. This truth isn't just a platitude. It's something deep within you, waiting to be claimed. And once you recognize it, you'll never look back. There's no denying that the challenges you've faced have been real. You've endured criticism, rejection, and even betrayal. The weight of it all can feel overwhelming, especially when the people around you don't seem to understand what you're going through. Maybe they've dismissed your struggles, telling you to just get over it. Or maybe they've made you feel like you're overreacting. The emotional toll of carrying these burdens in silence can be exhausting. But you're not alone. So many others have walked this path, feeling the sting of judgment, the loneliness of standing out, and the fear that they'll never be enough. The pain is real, but it's not the end of the story. Take a look at the life of Esther. Her story is one that isn't always talked about in detail, but it holds a powerful lesson. Esther was placed in a position of influence not because of her wealth or connections, but because she was chosen for a divine purpose. She didn't seek out the spotlight. It found her. And when the moment came for her to stand up and take action, she didn't rely on her own strength alone. Esther trusted that she was put there for a reason, saying in Esther 4 verse 14, "Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" In the same way, the challenges you faced, no matter how painful, have been setting the stage for your own moment of realization. You are here now, not by accident, but by divine design. So now the choice is yours. Will you continue to doubt yourself, or will you step fully into the confidence that comes from knowing you are chosen, you are protected, and you are unstoppable? It's time to let go of the fear that's been holding you back. Let go of the need to prove yourself to people who never truly understood your worth. Instead, walk forward with your head held high, knowing that no weapon formed against you will prosper. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about living with the assurance that you are guided by something greater. It's about stepping into your life's purpose without hesitation, without fear, and without apology. If this resonates with you, if you feel that shift happening in your spirit, it's time to claim it. Say out loud, write it down, or leave as a comment, "I am chosen. Because this is not the end of your story. This is just the beginning. The best is yet to come.